Well, here's the first. I just came down the back stairwell behind Capital One, and someone came up the stairs. It's not that lit, so it was a little bit scary to run into someone. Apparently, he's security with Capital One. So anyway, it's a little unusual, just because most people don't, rummage around the back stairs. So in a way, if people were setting up scare tactics today, that could play into one. It could. Just saying. I guess like every day while the FIFA soccer club stuff is going on, they have all this fanfare. Now, just to make sure everybody understands, 2026 is when World Cup soccer is hosted here. Next year is the big year. This is just some sort of preliminary. I'm not really sure why they're making a show out of this year. I don't even know why things are scheduled. So, I have no clue why Philadelphia got all big this year, since next year is the big year. But for one, there's probably a whole bunch of people who got confused, like, oh, I thought we were hosting World Cup next year. Yes, we're hosting World Cup next year. That's the bid. They won the bid for 2026. Oh, it is 2025, so I'm kind of curious, like, what's going on, why we have such a big deal with soccer this year. Don't know. I'm wondering, like, how bad the confusionary tactics are, which, by the way, is a KKK tactic. A lot of groups use confusionary tactics because they think they have to hide from the Matrix, or they just love to fuck people's brains over. Either one. But I think it'd be hilarious if next year everybody showed up for World Cup and then nothing happened. Like, oh, no, we don't have it this year. I don't know what they were talking about. We have no idea what you're talking about when there's no World Cup next year. That is how bad people will confuse people these days, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully they have an actual World Cup next year with an actual big, gigantic, whatever, celebration or whatever they do, and so forth and so on. But don't blame me. I told you so. If next year there's nothing here, it's because they decided to confuse the hell out of people on purpose. Isn't that so Philly and neat? Isn't that neat? Isn't that neat? Isn't that neat? That's so cool. It's so cool that people can do that, like trick people and hoodwink them, rape them and torture them, minimize it, and be like, oh, nothing's wrong. I was just thinking also, like, say you got tortured in a very bad way, just falling short of actual murder, and you're like, I have no clue what to do at this point in time, and I have no idea how to prove it. The best I could do is like report it. And you even talk to family members who just sort of like, they have no capacity. I'm talking family members who should know better because they have higher degrees or whatever. I'm not talking other people. And you call people who even work in the field, in certain fields, and it's like, I don't know what to do, this thing happened, and they just sort of minimize it and like, oh well, I don't know, I'm not sure, oh well. Or the wife of that same person going, oh my god, she's making him out of a molehill. Meanwhile, you're sitting there like, I actually thought I would be killed in my apartment. I thought it was the last night of my life, and my life turned on a dime. So look alike. And then just say people minimize it. They're like, oh, it can't be that bad. And you're like, fuck you, bitch. This was so bad, this entire city is under arrest until they figure out what happened. Isn't that funny? Isn't that so funny? So I just wanted to put it out there that you could experience the worst nightmare of your life, and everyone will downplay it and just act like, oh, well, just, it's nothing. I'm sure it's not as bad as you think. I'm sure it's smaller than you think. Meanwhile, it's a million times bigger than anyone ever imagined. It's so bad, this entire Constitution might have to change. Which way are we going?
was like, Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine like being a lawyer at a high-ish level and you're totally puppeted and you get to pretend like that you're highfalutin and stuff? Isn't that neat? It could happen. I mean, the district attorney's office, if you pull up their website, it does say DAO, D-A-O. Just sort of like on Beetlejuice, DAO, DAO. Daylight come and we wanna go home. 1 foot, 2 foot, carry me banana. Come and we wanna go home. You see, ladies and gentlemen, Beetlejuice is kind of real. And they don't want the whole world knowing because everyone would go ballistic or they would flip out. Like, ah, that's not true. I'm successful all on my own. Nothing special is going on here. Some people know they're kind of handled. Life is a little bit easier. Just on cruise control, they just assume they have better DNA or a certain upbringing. Anyway. And everybody else feels like losers because they're like, why don't I have no idea like what I'm supposed to do. I have no idea which way to go. I have no idea where to earn a living. I have no idea who's going to hire me. I don't know what to do. Daylight come and we wanna go home. 1 foot, 2 foot, carry me banana. So are we crossing the street? I forgot where I'm going. Fighter, you can be both. I'm actually a lover who had to learn how to fight for her life. To fight for my rights, not to party, to live. How about you? Did you have to fight to live? Did you have to fight just to survive? Or are you a pampered little pissant who gets a paycheck for doing absolutely nothing all day long? Isn't that neat?